This week's Saturday morning action cartoon review will be on Godzilla, the animated series, and was requested by Future Merrick. Thank you for the request. There was little positive reception among film critics or kaiju fans for the 1998 remake of Godzilla. The movie, produced by the minds that brought us Independence Day, was a drastic reimagining of the classic Toho movie monster that stripped away any remaining metaphorical way the character had left and replaced it with a big-scale CGI spectacle. However, the tie in the animated series manages to make a silk purse from a sow's ear. While it may be extremely formulaic, it's also extremely entertaining and makes for a surprising addictive viewing. Unfortunately, network scheduling shenanigans and the rise of Pokemon and its derivatives led the show to its cancellation after 40 episodes, 2 of which were unaired. Thankfully, Mill Creek Entertainment has released the entire series in a budget-priced 4-disc DVD set to capitalize on the second attempt to import Godzilla to Hollywood. The series picks up at the end of the movie and engages in a bit of creative revisiting, with Dr. Tetopoulos leading a search for any last Godzilla eggs or offsprings in the ruins of New York City after the monster is finally killed. The last remaining Godzilla egg hatches almost as soon as Nick finds it, leading to the monsters imprinting on Nick and creating a Vaj bond between them. Unfortunately, Godzilla was only the first of a growing number of mutated monsters popping up all over the world. By the end of the 2-part series premiere, Nick has created the humanitarian environmental analysis team HEAT from a motley assemblage: the smart-mouth Dr. Elsley Chapman, the renegade computer hacker Randy Hernandez, the hypochondriac Dr. Mendel Craven, rising his role from the movie, Dr. Craven's Vestal robot assistant Nigel, who is repeatedly hacked by Randy before being destroyed in entertaining ways in every episode, and the laconic, lethal French spy Monique Dupre, who also provides HEAT with equipment and a hydrofoil boat they dub the Heat Seeker. Other semi-recurring cast members including Dr. Tetopoulos' fiancée, Audrey Timmons, a reprising TV reporter who is unfortunately just as annoying as she is in the movie, Audrey's cameraman Animal Pilati, and the Major Hicks Kevin Dunn, also reprising his role from the movie, but with Major Dimension, whose military efforts to contain any mutated monsters sometimes includes Godzilla. Godzilla, the animated series, is a Monster of the Week series. If any TV show can justify using the formula, it would be one where the title character, in a 300-foot-tall mutated iguana who exhales nuclear fire. The formula is pretty simple, but also surprising durable. Strange occurrences in some far-flung locations are soon revealed to have a monster behind them, leading to dispatch the heat and the eventual defeat of the monster through some mixture human ingenuity, but kaiju-scale brute force. However, a formulaic show isn't a bad thing by itself, especially when one like the Godzilla series finds so many ways to play around with the formula, and even have some fun with it along the way. The show seems pretty self-aware of what it is and what its limitations are, occasionally even poking fun at the genre conventions or its own references, as when the setting shifts to Japan and a parent scolds her child by asking, "What would Godzilla be doing in Japan?" Godzilla, the animated series, also finds a surprising number of variations within its relatively simple theme. While many episodes center on HEAT pulling off amazing scientific feats in the field, it seems that many others come down to sheer random chance events. There are several episodes where the humans' contribution is nearly non-existent, emphasizing how ineffective humanity is against these mutated monsters. Sometimes the people can do little more than try to limit the property damage and keep civilians out of the line of fire. These monsters are forces of nature that are barely understood and fundamentally uncontrollable, where the best humanity can hope for its containment and further study. This extends even to Godzilla, who appears and disappears without warning, demonstrates at least as much intelligence as a smart family dog, even displays flashes of occasional sense of humor. Throughout the series, he manages the only rudimentary communication, and several episodes hinge on the fact that Nick and his friends don't understand what Godzilla is thinking. Sometimes the monsters are more human-sized. These threats form the few plot lines that stretch over more than one episode. The devious tycoon Cameron seeks ways to profit from the mutations, with his university rivalry with Nick making his conflict more personal. There is also a subplot incorporating telepathic alien invaders and their secret plot to conquer Earth, while appearing early on Disc 1 and popping up later in the series in a surprise plot twist. One sign of the show's strength is the plot twist that brings the aliens back as antagonists suddenly makes a lot more of a throwaway lines, and tiny incidents in earlier episodes take on a new meaning, revealing that the large plot was hiding in a plain sight. Other human characters engage in more venom attempts to cash in on the mutations, like a sleazy tour operator trying to run the monster's tour, advertising monster fight battles to one percenters. One of the show's more clever conceits is its eco-terrorist group Scale that thinks the mutated monsters could be the true inheritors of Earth, even if the episodes they appear isn't among the show's best. Even if you haven't seen the original movie, the premiere episode makes sure new viewers won't be lost and the series doesn't rely on the continuity until close to the end. Nick Tatopoulos is more of a traditional square-jawed hero than Matthews Broderick's take on the character, although his revamped role is largely thankless. Mostly, Dr. Nix exists to spout exposition, and then the holler orders to the other characters. It seems that in every episode, he requires to shout "go, go, go" to the people, and back away, or back into the water to Godzilla. Almost everyone else in Heat gets to have more fun. Dr. Chapman is endearingly sarcastic and often gets the snappiest one-liners, so it's unfortunate that the series half-heatedly imported her. Even if it's amused to seeing her tweaking Audrey's sense of the fine infections between Nick and Mendel Craven. The way the show can make up its mind on which guy to pair her off with makes everyone look worse, even if the episode that cements her attentions on Metal is one of the better ones and finds an exceptionally creative way to express her previous unspoken feelings for her. Randy and Mendel form an amusing odd couple, and the friendship bond that develops between the two as the series goes on is one of the more enjoyable long-running plot threads. Randy is undeniably annoying on his own, but even then, it can be funny to watch him really get on everyone else's nerves. I also credit thoughtful writing and excellent vocal performance for Monique Dupre for being a cold fish of a character, and I was even amused by Randy's largely unrecruited crush on her. The animation to Godzilla the Animated Series is similar to Men in Black the Animated Series, the other movie spin-off from Columbia TriStar's TV entertainment efforts at the time. The human characters tend to be a bit human curry-captured, sometimes bordering on the grotesque, while the monsters are creatively designed and executed, with those designs credited to the movie's Patrick Tatopoulos and Phil Barlow. General animation quality is a bit inconsistent, with some of the episodes looking a bit quite well animated, while numerous others have instances of choppy recycled animation, characters going far off the model and continuity errors, is which a sequence where a weapon appears and vanishes in Monique's hands multiple times places in resemblance to the series. It's a bit of a small thing, but I was impressed at the sense of pace and realism of the series, which depicts several New York City landmarks and a lot of the military uniforms and equipment quite accurately. Some TV animation pushes boundaries and shows real innovation. Godzilla the Animated Series is definitely not one of those series, but succeeds admirably in being a pure popcorn entertainment. It might be highly formulaic, but that's true of the kaiji genre in general, and isn't something I'm willing to hold against the Godzilla series. There are a handful of loser episodes, and the science and physics are often highly problematic, but it's an enjoyable show overall that one hopes will find more stable audiences than it did when it was first on TV. Godzilla the Animated Series gets a 9 out of 10. This is Red Wolf signing out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.